And I want to welcome you to our first university rounds of the new academic year, now coming to you from our new digs in the Hollywood Theater at the Hospital for Sick Children. Welcome to everyone who's joining us online, and thanks to all of you for making time to come together as a department. I believe we're still learning how important these occasions are to our sense of identity, belonging, and purpose. I hope each of you had a good summer and found some time to relax, reflect, and get reinvigorated as an academic surgeon. As I begin, I'd like to acknowledge on your behalf that the land on which the University of Toronto operates, the land on which we meet today, was for thousands of years the traditional homeland of many Indigenous peoples, including the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, the Huron-Wendat, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. We are privileged to share this land with their descendants, with whom we interact daily. We seek to do better as colleagues and friends and as caretakers of this land. We moreover seek to move forward together towards this goal. In thinking about an overarching theme for this address, I considered the focus on innovation that comes naturally to us as surgeons. All of our hospitals promote themselves as homes of innovation. It was Avery Nathans who recently emphasized to me and a mutual friend that when it comes to patient care, innovation must be matched with experience. The need to blend and balance tradition and innovation, to value the wisdom of the seasoned combatant, alongside the enthusiasm of youth, is an imperative I will come back to several times this morning. At last year's annual address, I saved my tribute to all of those who contribute to fundraising for our University Department of Surgery until the very end of my remarks, which was a mistake. I couldn't properly convey our gratitude to the teams and individuals who collectively enable this essential source of support for our academic mission. Their efforts and direct contributions are what put us into the tops category in global rankings. As a university department, we consistently punch above our weight in fundraising, and you can see that fiscal 23-24 was no exception, with over 10 million contributed in total in the categories you see here. Over 1 year, there were 382 unique donors to our University Department of Surgery, which, when you think about it, is simply remarkable. Importantly, over 50% of these are alumni who want to give back, supporting the next generation of academic surgeons. There are also a few individuals who have had a huge impact by facilitating major gifts to the department. Neil Fleschner stands out for his special set of skills as a rainmaker. This year, under Neil's guidance, the Hold for Life Foundation, chaired by Andrew Hoffman, supported 12 new early career professorships in cancer research across the University of Toronto. I'm very proud to say that 3 of these were awarded to members of our Department of Surgery: Kim Choi, Andrea Cavalli, and Chris Wallace. And not only that, Hold for Life funded salaries for 2 residents in the Surgical Scientist Training Program. And that's not all, folks. A bumper crop of SSTP residents is benefiting from Hold for Life salary support this year, as you can appreciate from this list. I'm sure that all of you who are clinical fellowship program directors or who are otherwise responsible for clinical fellows routinely experience a significant anxiety about finding salary support for our clinical fellows who are attracted to train here at the University of Toronto from far and wide. We are especially grateful to Hold for Life for providing critical salary support for these specialized senior trainees, enabling them to complete impactful research during their clinical fellowship training. The fellows supported for 23-24 and 24-25 are shown here. I sincerely thank Neil Fleschner for his vision, imagination, and determination to make all of this possible through the generosity of the Hold for Life Foundation. And now I'd like to acknowledge the George and Ruth Reisman family, a new major supporter for our surgeon scientist training program, who are providing salary support that is agnostic to the surgical division and the focus of the residence project. My metaphorical cap is off to Daryl Ogilvie Harris, who has been characteristically generous and determined in bringing this vision into reality. Thanks to the Reismans and to Daryl, these surgical residents have been supported as they have pursued their graduate studies during the 23-24 academic cycle. And these who are pursuing graduate degrees during 24-25, the Reismans' generosity and Dr. Ogilvie Harris's leadership have directly impacted our department's ability to support SSDP trainees and reduce the burden on faculty supervisors. We are so grateful to them. Several other new gifts to the University Department of Surgery have been made over the past year. Chris Forrest facilitated the Lynn Family Fund. Amit Atri has helped secure several generous donations. Bob Magisano made a generous donation to establish an annual lecture in vascular surgery. And Giuseppe Papia secured a renewal of the Quigley Chair. These gifts, which result in improved patient care and expanded educational opportunities for our trainees, are gratefully acknowledged. Now, none of this would be possible without the partnership of our advancement team, and all three of them are here this morning. Effie Orden is just amazing to work with, and her success in this portfolio has resulted in the recruitment of 2 more team members dedicated to the Department of Surgery, Kashaf Mansour, and just recently, Jennifer Coe. Let's continue to keep them busy. Now, I would like to share with you news of the very recent substantial gift that has created an endowed chair in cardiac surgery at the University of Toronto. This gift was made in honor of our venerated colleague, Tyrone David, who is internationally renowned for his contributions to improvements in cardiac surgery. At a ceremony coming up in 2 weeks, Dr. Terry Yao will be inducted as the inaugural chair holder. Congratulations, Terry. Tyrone, we are both grateful and proud. Dr. Yao now joins the ranks of division chairs who sit in endowed chairs. These are Sean Cleary in the Langer chair, Peter Ferguson in the Latner chair, Tony Finelli in the Barkin chair, and Galare Zadeh in the Dan family chair. However, 3 of our clinical division chairs, vascular, thoracics, and plastics, as well as the chair of anatomy, are not presently endowed. Fortunately, the Faculty of Medicine has embraced a challenge issued by the provost to create 100 new endowed chairs over the next 10 years. The provost will provide $500,000 in matching funding should a donor of $2.5 million come forward. In effect, a $2.5 million donation from one individual is transformed into $5 million to establish an endowed chair that will generate about $200,000 of expendable funding annually. The advancement team is working with us to prioritize and showcase these Department of Surgery division chairs, namely Kazu Yasufuku of thoracics, Giuseppe Papia of vascular, Cindy Morsehead and Hong Shuo Sun, who are co-chairs of anatomy. And of course, Mitch Brown, who has done just a fantastic job as the interim chair of the Division of Plastic, Reconstructive, and Aesthetic Surgery, over the past 2 years. I am most grateful to Mitch. We've now concluded a highly competitive international search for the new chair of plastic surgery at the University of Toronto. And I'm delighted to announce that the new chair is none other than Dr. Joan Lipa from Sunnybrook. So congratulations, Joan, and welcome to our senior leadership team. There are several other recent additions, and you might remember that last September, there were active searches going on for a new surgeon-in-chief at 4 of our teaching hospitals. The new surgeons-in-chief are Abaya Kulkarni here at SickKids, Peter Stotland at North York, Francis Wright at Sunnybrook, and Ian Widrick at Sinai. These 4 hospital leaders join the ranks of our established surgeons-in-chief at Unity Health, UHN, Humber, Scarborough, Michael Garron, and Women's College. Of note, a very competitive search is currently taking place for the new surgeon-in-chief at Trillium. Together, this group of surgeons-in-chief and university chairs play an incredibly important role in carrying out the academic mission of our Department of Surgery. For one thing, by hiring the most promising young recruits, and really critically ensuring they are strongly supported as they establish themselves as academic clinicians, investigators, and educators. We've experienced a post-pandemic tsunami of new appointments to our department over the past year. Joining us as full-time faculty members are Daniel Burns, Derek Tam, Matt Gutman, Brent Hopkins, Karine Kazazian, Josh Ramgist, Sorab Saluja, Morgan Schellenberg, Hilary Felice, Richard Gardner, Nora Matthews, Syra Ali, Jatan Badiwala, Hugo Andrade Barazarte, Isha Christian, Ben Davidson, François Mathieu, Ying Meng, Jennifer Kwan, Molly Jakeman, Mark McRae, Matthew McRae, yes, Adam Mosa, Yoni Persitz, Kevin Joel, Amanda Hurd, Keith Lawson, Rano Mata, and Sarah Noy. Those are all clinical full-time. Our new part-time faculty members are Ryan Austin, Shahin Kayum, Kristen McAlpine, Patrick McVeigh, Moby Raymond, Marika Sevigny, and Stephanie Tung. And finally, as new adjunct faculty, we welcome Dan Abramovitz, Luke Fazio, Nicole Golda, Mara Jones, Winnie Leung, Charles Rudzinski, and Joseph Sadek. So welcome to all of you. Avery Nathans has been the chair of our departmental appointments committee for over a decade and has done a superb job of facilitating inclusiveness while holding to our high expectations of our faculty. Fortunately for the Department of Surgery, Avery is not only continuing this role, but he has also taken on a new position at the Temerty Faculty of Medicine. He is now the Senior Advisor on Faculty Affairs, which sounds very mysterious, but I'm sure it's quite important. Another faculty member who has been chosen for a key role in the Faculty of Medicine is Andrea McCart. She's the new director of the University of Toronto Clinician Investigator Program. And Jory Simpson is now serving at Temerty as the Associate Director of Postgraduate Learner Affairs. I want to thank Avery, Andrea, and Jory for so ably representing the Department of Surgery within the Faculty of Medicine by engaging in these senior leadership roles at the university. As most of you know, Dr. Galaray-Zadeh was recently chosen to lead the Department of Neurosurgery at the Mayo Clinic, Rochester. While this is a major loss for us here, it is a fitting recognition of the caliber of Dr. Zadeh's stature in the world of academic neurosurgery. This is the slide I showed last year as part of my tribute to major achievements by our Department of Surgery faculty members. The many firsts, international awards, accolades, and high-impact senior author publications of Dr. Zade's career speak for themselves. The Division of Neurosurgery at the University of Toronto recently celebrated its 100th anniversary with internationally renowned alumni and faculty celebrating this momentous occasion together under Dr. Zade's leadership. Her legacy here in Toronto is assured by all of the highly accomplished faculty, fellows and residents, and scientists she has mentored over the years. Thank you, Gelere. Our warmest best wishes for success at Mayo go with you. I'm pleased to say that the University of Toronto Division of Neurosurgery will be in safe hands as we search for a new chair. I'm delighted to tell you that our former Department of Surgery chair, Jim Rutka, is just barely qualified, has agreed to serve as the interim chair of neurosurgery. As Jim found before me, it's a daunting task to try to enumerate all of the annual achievements of our faculty members in 55 short minutes. That's the scrolling script you saw earlier, and that will be part of the presentation that will be available online subsequently. However, I will mention a few achievements that are integral to our department. Here you see the recipients of our annual Department of Surgery awards at Galley Day 2024 in the fields of education, mentorship, research, and citizenship. These awards were presented at the Gordon Murray banquet, which was quite a lively affair, as you can perhaps deduce. The theme for Galley Day 2024 was global surgery, and the indisputable highlight was the lecture delivered by visiting Professor John Mara from Harvard, who spoke on social responsibility and global health. It was an opportunity for us to showcase the scholarly work being done by our rapidly expanding global surgery group, now led by Anna Dare. Thank you also to Joanna Gittens for her strategic support of the global surgery group. At the end of the evening, Vice Chair of Research Michael Failings announced the winners of the Gally Bateman, McMurroch, and Translational Research Prizes for oral presentations, shown here, and for the e-posters, shown on this slide. Congratulations to all of the prize winners and to their supervisors. And a big thank you to Michael, Renata, and all of the members of the research committee who worked so hard to review and judge the abstracts and presentations. As most of you know, our new faculty members are critically granted only a provisional appointment at the university, and then they are granted a continuing appointment after a stringent formal review of their progress. My apologies to Blaine for us blocking his name. Attaining the status of a continuing appointment is equivalent to becoming tenured in other departments. The names of those who successfully passed their CAR in 23-24 are shown here. Well done. I would like to thank Ori Rothstein for chairing these appointment review meetings, and especially Renuma Raman for organizing them and for facilitating all of our faculty appointments. Once you've passed your CAR, the next step in the academic ladder is senior promotion. We had a record number of surgical faculty apply for promotion this past year, and I'm delighted to say that all of the applications we put forward to the Decano Committee were successful. Congratulations to those who are now full professors: Sunit Das, Rebecca Glady, Tom Schweitzer, Tofik Valiente, and to those who are now associate professors: Abdullah Bazadi, Maryse Bouchard, Mark Kemp, Jas Shahal, Jennifer Chung, Andrew Pfeiffer, David Gomez, Jeremy Hall, Ahmed Casey, David LaBelle, Aaron Knott, Jesse Pasternak, Nathan Perlis, Mohammed Kadura, and Aran Shlomovitz. A lot of orthopedic surgeons there, Peter. Well done. And many thanks to Sylvia Perry and Earl Bogosh for making all of this possible. And now I want to recognize the outstanding achievements of a few members of our department that merit special mention. Lee Arrett was named to the Order of Canada in 2024 in recognition of his tireless efforts to bring much needed medical care to underserved groups in China and Jamaica. Renke Lee was inducted into the Royal Society of Canada for his contributions to understanding the genetic basis of cardiovascular risk and enabling the development of novel therapeutics. Vascular surgery alumnus Paul Walker was recognized with the U of T Arbor Award for his efforts to foster innovation and entrepreneurship, particularly within this department of surgery. Those efforts have been felt and appreciated by our innovation and entrepreneurship group led by Josh Shahal, with Shaf Kashavji serving as an expert consultant. The group is working to develop a robust, dedicated training stream within the SSTP and to help young faculty more quickly find their footing as entrepreneurs. In the education portfolio, there were no major changes to our senior leadership team this year, with two exceptions. Given the expansion of several direct entry residency programs, we've added Dr. Alicia Nensi from the Department of OB/GYN as an associate PD for surgical foundations. And two, not really new at all, but noteworthy, Georges Azi takes on the new role of coordinator of surgical simulation training across the multiple sites located at our teaching hospitals. Georges will be meeting with many of you with the aim of understanding how we can optimize simulation training for all levels of learner through strategic coordination. In undergraduate education, Jory Simpson continues to lead a committed group of divisional representatives, and we thank Rong, Rima, and now Ashiatu for supporting the group. In a popular move, Jory expanded the Breakfast with the Chair program for MD program students to include our division chairs. The Upsurge program, and I saw Betty walk in, which seeks to bring more students from underrepresented groups into surgical training, celebrated its mentors and mentees at an awesome end-of-year party back in June. Our postgraduate education cabinet, led by Moji Hodai, has been preparing for a cycle of internal reviews in preparation for the next Royal College external review. We pay close attention to the voice of the resident survey results and other sources of learner feedback. In addition, Stan Hamstra has been debriefing residents from each division with feedback to the appropriate program directors and division chairs. The April the 8th Surgical Foundation Social Party for PGY 1 and 2 residents, organized by Danning Zhang and Kalandra Lee, was a smash hit, as you can see. And our annual barbecue to welcome clinical fellows from all surgical divisions and programs brought out fellows and families from all over the world. Thanks to Violetta, Helen, and Michelle for organizing and supporting. The Golden Scalpel basketball tournament returned bigger and better than ever in July 2024, with the hard-won trophy somehow going to ENT. I don't understand it. We have to do better next year. Ortho, get in gear. Sincere thanks to Answer and Kizzer for founding and continuing to organize what is now a key event in the annual Department of Surgery calendar. This past year has been indelibly marked by the war in Gaza and conflict that, rather than resolving, seems to be escalating and expanding. I want to acknowledge that many members of our surgical community have experienced significant loss, trauma, fear, and anxiety, which continue and in some cases are intensifying. The encampment at the University of Toronto became a flashpoint for conflicting views and experiences. Many of you expressed to me your disappointment with the way the university handled the encampment, and some of you, your deep anger. One consequence was the resignation of both Najib Safadine and Laura Snell from their positions as co-leads of our Department of Surgery EDI committee. The future of the committee is at present uncertain, though the majority of its members, listed here, see value in its existence. I'd be very interested in hearing your own views. Another impact has been a breakdown in communications between colleagues, and in some cases, this has led to bitterness, disengagement, and isolation. Now, I am not so naive as to think that anything the Department of Surgery says or does can even begin to compensate for the loss. Second, we held a newly expanded version of our Department of Surgery Coaching the Coaches workshop in early June under the leadership of Amin Madani and with support from Joanna Giddens. Early career faculty and senior fellows benefited from insights offered by veteran educators and senior mentors, many from the Asset Group. Chris Tarola will take over the reins from Amin for next year's rendition. Now I'm going to invite Giuseppe Papia to talk to us about the third initiative.
Thank you so much, Carol, and good morning, everybody. One of the things that was loud and clear from our research and survey work with regards to the issue of wellness and burnout was a need for support. And throughout COVID, we were great about making sure people were connected. In fact, we keep reminding everyone connection is protection, but there's certainly a need for more. And I'm excited to tell you that we've been able to secure and formalize informally a resource for our faculty and our faculty members' families. And that's through the Navigate Clinic. This is a psychology clinic with health-directed clinical psychologists here close to the university that is going to provide expedited resource and access to our faculty members and to our faculty members' families. So to be clear, this has nothing to do with us. It is completely anonymous and confidential. It's entirely unassociated with the department. People have reached out. I've referred many faculty members and family members, especially with back to school and university, to them. And I'm proud to say I have no idea how many people have reached out because it's completely confidential. It's available to our family members, which is important to remember. All illness is a family affair, and I don't think we can work well when somebody at home is not doing well either. And it is self-funded. So you self-refer and it's funded by you. And all of the fees are eligible for all of your insurance plans if you have them. And so they provide a real wide variety of resource from depression to dealing with chronic illness, PTSD, eating disorder management. It is actually quite a wide variety, and they have a huge team there. And they provide a wide variety of services and different evidence-informed and based therapies. So this is a fantastic clinic and resource. And there is a process. So here's an email to their navigator, Susan at navigateclinic.ca. as simple as writing an email saying you want to be contacted for help. If you don't want to send an email, you can go to their website. There's a self-refer section on the website, and you could just say you're a faculty member of the Department of Surgery at the University of Toronto. That's important for them so that they can triage the requests quickly. And within 48 hours, you'll get a response from the intake coordinator that your request has been received, and it's being triaged to, based on your request, the most appropriate clinical psychologist. They've promised to give a treating psychologist within 2 weeks, which is incredible if you've ever tried to find help for this. But in crisis, they've committed to give our faculty members and their families treatment within 48 hours. So this is a great initiative that we want everybody to freely support your colleagues, spread the word, and if there are any issues, you could reach out to myself directly. So this has been a huge initiative. And I want to just say thank you to Carol for your support in this area. And thank you to Jim, and congratulations on your new role for starting the discussion for wellness and burnout in our faculty. So this is something that everybody should freely take advantage of. And I just want to emphasize it's completely confidential and self-driven. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Giuseppe, and thank you for your leadership in setting that program up. It really was instigated by our own experiences with the delays and the endless links to sites that we were provided with when seeking help. So I hope, as Giuseppe says, that all of you will remember this and remember it as a resource. So in the final few slides, I want to make sure you're aware of a few upcoming events. This year, Faculty Day is on November 11th, and we're holding it at the Downtown Delta again. There are two major symposia. The first is going to be on the current state of competence by design and EPA assessments, given that the Royal College has, I guess I could say, changed its tune on how this should be rolled out and implemented in our departments. So Stan Hamstra, Stan's here somewhere. Stan is going to lead that symposium. And Stan, do you mind telling us about your guest?
So we're very excited to have Karen Brazel, who's the new VP at the American Board of Surgery, come. She's been tasked with rolling out the EPA initiative in the US for the American Board of Surgery. And they've had quite a rocky road quite a rocky time along that road. So she's going to share what's worked in the US and what hasn't. And we'll be able to think about that in terms of how to implement that here in Canada, and especially for surgery.
Thanks, Dan. And then the second symposium is going to be on the relationship between U of T faculty members in the Department of Surgery and the Toronto Metropolitan University. Some of you may have had some overtures or invitations to participate. And so we're going to delve into what you should be aware of before engaging in a relationship with TMU and some of the controversies. So if you're interested in coming to Faculty Day, and I hope you are, please register ahead of time and select your preferred workshops. The next Department of Surgery University rounds are on October 11th, and we'll be hearing about sex-linked differences in surgical outcomes from our very own 2024 Peters Prize winner, Chris Wallace. I know Chris is here. Chris? There he is, superstar. So we've expanded it, and Chris is going to speak for about 40 minutes, and then we'll have a chance for a lot of discussion because I know it's quite a controversial topic. So there's a lot to say. Here's the roster of remaining university rounds for this academic year. And I'll just point out that the Robin McLeod rounds will be delivered by David Barron, and David is here too. That was actually in response to Dave's continuing appointment review talk, which was one of the most excellent reviews of quality improvement program in a given division in a hospital that I've ever heard. Just given to maybe 6 or 7 people in a room. And I wanted him to expand the audience and let us know what he's been doing here at Sick Kids, which is remarkable. We also have Rebecca Minter coming from UW-Madison as the Palmer Lecturer. And just a reminder, you can easily access previous university rounds presentations on our website. That's an overview of all the rounds we had last year. Last, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank our group of dedicated staff members, in particular, those I've not yet mentioned today. At the helm of the team, Nancy Kondo, our sterling business manager. Critical to everything, our finance whiz, Kristen Parsonson. Scheduler and navigator par excellence, Chriselle Evangelista. And my huge thanks for their help with this address to Renata Musa and Sahar Gandour. Thank you all for being here this morning.